Hello everybody and welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. On the last episode, we learned why Machias hates nobles and we went on a scavenger hunt. That's really about it. It's a long episode, but not too much went on in it. Phew, that was quite exhausting. Phantom Thief B was even more unpleasant fellow than I had expected. Annoying to think his smug face was watching us the whole time. Yeah, though his name is pretty well known around here. He was plainly suspicious ever since we first met him, but I didn't expect he'd prove this much of a troublemaker. Something wrong, Ring? I was just thinking, he must be incredibly skilled. He disguised himself so well that he was virtually unrecognizable, not to mention all those other things he did. If this was martial arts we were talking about, he'd definitely be at the master level. I can't disagree. True. But why would someone like that try to mess with us? He specifically asked for Group A too, though I can't imagine why. Hold on. Is it my father again? This is Class 7, Group A, Ring Sworder speaking. Hello. Sounds like you've been keeping yourselves busy. I know it's you, Instructor Sarah. Ooh, got it in one. How'd you guess? Don't tell me. Is it your smoldering love for your tragically beautiful teacher? Moving on. I have, many feelings about you, but love would be stretching it. Anyway, you don't usually call us while we're out on a field study. Is something wrong? Actually, there's somewhere I'd like Group A to go. When you've finished up what you have to do for your field study, I'd like you to head over to Sand District. Okay, let's see. That's where Himdallar Cathedral and the embassies are, right? I think Elisa's Academy is somewhere around there too, but yeah, that's the place. I want you all to assemble outside of St. Astria's Girls' School at 5 o'clock. Group B will be there too. What? Don't worry, I've already informed the governor about this, so go ahead and enjoy yourselves. Anyway, have fun. Toodles. Hey, hold on. What's wrong now? It sounded as though Instructor Sarah is being her usual irresponsible self again. Pretty much. I don't know what she's thinking. Oh, I know where that is. The Girls' Academy for Nobles. Isn't that the one your sister attends? I have a few acquaintances who attend there myself, but I can't imagine why she'd have us all meet there. Girls' Academy, huh? I'm kind of curious. I'm sure she has her reasons. Weird ones, probably. It's almost evening, so we should finish up here and head on over. The best way to get to Seng District is by tram, right? Yeah, doesn't matter where we catch the tram from, it'll pass through there. I almost dread to think what we'll have to do when we get there, though. Seng District has been added to the list of locations selectable from any capital's tram stops. How about the map? Nope, not until I go there by tram first. Alright then. I doubt we'll have time to do anything else once we arrive at the same district. Yeah, I kind of already finished everything. They were wearing the same uniform as Rin's sister. Yeah, they must go to St. Astria's too. So the famous St. Astria's girls' school is around here, huh? It's supposed to be combined middle and high school, exclusively for young ladies of the nobility. Yeah, this is one part of the capital that the masses have no reason to visit. Although I can at least support the school's commitment to fostering chastity and rejecting materialism. You seem to know an awful lot about a fancy girls' school. No, I don't. This is all just common knowledge. Anyway, let's go wait by the front gate. Yeah, those were the instructor's orders. I'm feeling kind of nervous, actually. Why would you? To men, this academy must seem clad in the mysteries. In the mysterious. Okay. Impenetrable aura of feminine nobility. Eh. Is that a unicorn? Really, Skulls? I was wondering. Did you not want to come here, Laura? My father did recommend it to me, but they offered no classes in the martial arts. That alone was reason enough to look elsewhere. I can totally understand that. Though I get the feeling Laura would cause a real uproar if she went to a school for genteel young ladies. Yeah, I can picture the chaos now. Oh, I have a number of acquaintances who attend here. And from all I hear, it does seem to be a wonderful school. I've heard that even Princess Alphine herself is a student here. I've heard that too. Princess who? You seriously never heard of her? Even, I know you're not from Erebonia, but even still. To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if plenty of Erebonians didn't know who she is. Princess Alphine is the daughter of the reigning emperor, His Majesty Emperor Unit? I don't know. She's supposed to be as sweet as an angel and popular with everybody. I don't know about all that. Is that so? Actually, I believe she's the same age as Fee. I've had the opportunity to meet her once before. She truly is as charming as the rumors suggest. I figured as much. I've seen the photographs of her plenty of times in magazines, though I've never had the opportunity to meet her. Sounds like she's in the same school year as Elise, come to think of it. She has a twin brother too, Prince Cedric. That's an easier name to pronounce. He's the Crown Prince of Erebonia. Oh, right. I think I've seen a picture of the prince in a magazine before. Dark blonde hair like Jesus' brother, right? Oh, I think you're thinking of Prince Olivert. He's Cedric and Alphine's older brother. Why isn't he the crown prince then? I've heard the reason is that his mother was a commoner. It seems like a stupid reason to deny him the right of succession, but that's how nobles do things. I feel like I've been hearing his name a lot lately. He made a big splash when he came back from Liberal aboard that airship. You know the one, right? He must be referring to his return aboard the Arcili after the crisis in Liberal was put to rest. Yeah, I remember seeing that. It really made a big impact. I'd never seen an airship that looked so white and elegant before. I believe my father went to welcome the prince back in his capacity. I forget how to say that. It's annoying, but whatever. As Imperial Governor too. Capacity, I think. There we go. And yeah, now that you mention it, that does seem to be when I started hearing his name around a lot more. Oh, you're all here already. You made it. It's good to see you all again. You're a bunch of early birds, aren't you? Well, we just about finished up everything we had to do when we got the call to meet here. No, we'd already finished up everything and an additional task. Were you able to finish up everything on your end too? As if we leave any loose ends. It's not our unfamiliarity with the city. Not for our. We would have been finished this morning. Ugh, every time. Looks like these two... Looks like getting these two to kiss and make up will be an uphill battle. Well, some say that when someone gets under your skin, it means you really do care about what they think. Wait, did you two? I figured the girls would be the first to notice. Of course. I apologize for any worry I've caused you. We're fine now. Really? That's great. It sure is. Maybe after this field study is over, we can get together and spend the night talking in one of our rooms. Sounds good. The thought of Class 7 pajama party makes me a little embarrassed. That's girls for you. Girls and sleepovers go together like jam and toast, huh? Guys have them too, but they're in a whole different setting. It's more like video games or roughhousing most of the time. That must be Himdallr's Cathedral Bell. It has a solemn, stately sound, wouldn't you say? It sounds so different from how it does in the Ost District, though that makes sense considering the distance. That bell ringing must mean it's 5 o'clock, which means it's almost the time we were supposed to meet here.
Rean?
I saw that coming. Elise, what are you doing here? Wait, I guess this is your school, so where else would you be? Yes. I see all of your classmates are with you too. It's only been a week since we saw you, hasn't it? Well, we were told to meet here. Wait a minute. Are you the ones? The 9 guests I was told to expect at 9 o'clock sharp. Well, there are 9 of us in Class 7. It just finally clicked. Wait, what? Then that would mean you're the ones we were told wanting us to come here? Oh boy. Actually, I suspected that would be a friend of mine. Why does she always have to make such a Why does she always have to be such a mischief maker? I swear. She could at least have given me a little warning that you were coming. Elise.
Anyway, where are my manners? Welcome to St. Estrella Girls' School. I hope you'll enjoy your visit. Right this way.
That was a quick switch. Anyway. Oh boy, I was not doing so well with all the talking on this one. I'm a bit tired. And thirsty. Boys. I don't think I've seen that uniform before. The uniform's from Torch Military Academy. My brother studied there when he was younger. Oh, isn't that the military blah blah blah? Okay, it's rolling too fast. I can't even read it. I can feel their stares boring holes into my head. Pay them no mind. We certainly do seem to be the stars of the show today. And Lara's as popular as ever. I can't say that being admired doesn't feel nice, but please don't be too hard on them. We don't have many opportunities to meet people from outside the school. You think that boy in front is a commoner? I'm not sure, but either way, he looks so handsome. How do you think they know Elise? Actually, you're right. This is kind of uncomfortable. Are they all the same age as you, Elise? I don't know, and I don't care.
What's in here?
It looks like an indoor garden. This is the Academy's Rose Garden. The person who called you here is waiting inside. Who did call us here anyway?
Whoever they are, they must have considerable social standing.
Your Highness, I brought the guests. Thank you. Please show them in.
Yep, I saw that coming.
No way.
Hey, Elise, is that...
You don't need to ask when you already know. Now, if you'll follow me.
Hey man, people just want to make sure sometimes. Can't be just jumping to conclusions all the time, right?
I knew it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of Class 7. My name is Alphen. Alphen Rice Arner. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Come on, Elise, cheer up. I'm sorry, all right? I was only trying to tease you a little. Don't you have something you wanted to discuss with everyone? Please, go right ahead. Well, that aside, it's been a long time since I last saw both of you, Eustace and Laura. I'm glad to see you're both well.
Likewise, Your Highness.
You've become even more fetching since we last met.
Aw, thank you! I was rather hoping that you'd decide to enroll in Saint Estrella too. But it seems you chose to attend Thor's after all.
Well, I've committed myself to following the way of the sword, and Thor's gives me a place to hone my skills. I apologize for not being able to live up to your expectations.
First I lost Angelica to Thor's, then you too. Perhaps I should just transfer there next year myself. Your Highness. Got you to look. But
Well, she seems lively. She seems far more easygoing than I was expecting. I've heard plenty about her, but none of that prepared me for meeting her in person. So this is what it's like to be in the presence of royalty. It's actually rather overwhelming. I can see why people always compare her to an angel. Me too.
please don't worry about me. Well, I still have much to learn before I feel like I deserve my status among the nobility. I've been blessed with wonderful friends, and I'm enjoying life here at the Academy.
Well, she does seem to have at least one wonderful friend. Kind of an understatement when that friend happens to be Princess Alphine.
I'm particularly happy to finally be able to meet you, Reen Schwarzer. Elise has told me so much about you. Your Highness?
I'm honored that you'd say so. Elise always mentions in her letters what a great friend she has. As her brother, I wanted to thank you for that.
Reen? Oh, it's so refreshing. You're every bit the person Elise says you are. Perhaps even more so.
Huh?
Actually, I have a teensy-weensy favor to ask. Do you think I could join Elise in thinking of you as my dear brother as well?
What?
Your Highness! You see, Elise has spoken of you so often that in my heart, you've already come to feel like family. And now that I've had the opportunity to meet you, I fear I simply can't suppress these feelings any longer. I have 2 brothers already, of course, so I'm sure it won't take long to adjust.
I couldn't possibly. I mean,
That's enough, Your Highness.
She is losing her temper.
Aw, don't be so stingy. Surely it wouldn't hurt to share him with me a little. Anyway, that aside,
Everybody's uncomfortable right now.
the reason I called you here today was not to talk with me. There is someone else who would like to meet you. Why? It's not like we're famous.
Who do you
kinda
mean?
are.
Hey, isn't that...
A guitar? No, a lute?
Oh, it seems he's arrived. Oh,
I apologize for keeping you waiting.
it's a pleasure to see you again.
And you as well, young lady. Well, I trust everyone here has been making themselves comfortable.
Who's this guy?
I'm not sure, though I feel like I've seen him somewhere before.
I serve as a music instructor in the hallowed halls of this fine academic institution. In truth, I am ever on the hunt for that elusive mayfly we call love. But that might raise eyebrows at a girls' school. But whose pulse would not quicken wandering into this untainted cloister of dew-eyed maidens? Ah, the romance.
I hate when people do that.
Could he be?
I think that's quite enough. Any more of that, and our guests may start edging toward the exit.
Ah, I can always count on you to never miss a beat, my dear sister.
Oh, wait. So this is...
Whoa.
Indeed. Tis I, Olivert Ricey Arnold, also known by some unscrupulous individuals as the Debaucherous Prince. I also serve as Thor's Military Academy's ornamental chairman of the board.
Ornamental.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you, ladies and
ornamental
gentlemen of
chairman.
Class 7.
You mind explaining what that role does, actually? It's a big table.
I have to admit, I was surprised to learn that you're the chairman of the board of directors, Your Highness. I'd heard that the chairman was a member of the imperial family, but still.
I'm not surprised. Who would expect the infamous prodigal son to chair a committee at a prestigious academy like Thor's? I suppose it's not surprising they'd rather keep it hushed up, though. It wouldn't exactly be great for the school's image.
I don't agree, actually.
That's surprisingly forthright coming from you. Is it really true, though? I mean, that you were the one responsible for establishing Class 7, Your Highness?
Indeed, I was. You see, it's always been a tradition that a member of the imperial family serves as chairman of the board. At first, I wore the title in name only, but I had a change of heart after my vacation in Liberl 2 years ago.
You were in Liberl back then?
That would put your visit during the incident that occurred there, correct?
Right. All I've done since I returned to Erebonia has been inspired by my experience during the crisis in Liberl. As a result, fruitless though they may prove to be, I've set a number of plans in motion. One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's Military Academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will.
Winds of change, huh?
I can only assume you're referring to our class?
then the one who decided to throw both commoners and nobles into the same class was...
Yes, the idea was mine. Although the selected students also had to have a high aptitude with the Arcus units too.
I think I'm finally starting to understand the reasoning behind Class 7. And why we're being sent all over Erebonia on these field studies.
To show us firsthand and give us cause to consider the conflict between the two factions. That is the purpose behind our field studies. Is it not, Your Highness?
That is one of the reasons, yes. However, my foremost intention was to show you that during your lives, you will encounter many obstacles and conflicts. Not just between factions, but between the capital and the provinces, tradition and technology, even between nations. In these turbulent times, I thought that this would provide the hands-on education today's promising youths need. We need up-and-comers who can think and act independently to face tomorrow's challenges head-on.
That makes sense.
Wow, that's quite a plan.
I can't help but feel a little unsure whether we can live up to such high expectations.
Hearing your explanation has, at the very least, cleared up many of the doubts I've had up to this point.
Class 7 does seem like an ideal environment to expand one's outlook on life.
I feel like going through everything we have so far has brought us closer to doing exactly that.
Yep.
Marvelous. I'm so pleased to hear it. Just listening to you makes me feel even more certain that establishing Class 7 was the right decision. Especially since while the idea itself was mine, I have no real say in how the classes run day to day. Even so, I still hope to meet all of you at least once, if only to tell you all this. That was when Alphen stepped in and offered to set up this little meeting.
I see. Well, I could hardly refuse such a sincere request from my brother. But it also presented me a fine chance to finally meet Elise's beloved brother, as I've always wanted to. Your Highness!
Thank you for taking the time to tell us all of this, Your Highness. I feel like now that I know, I want to live up to the promise you saw in Class 7. Thing is, am I right in assuming that Class 7 doesn't exist just to fulfill your progressive ideal?
What do you...
Oh?
The board has its chairman, of course, but 3 directors besides. My older brother Rufus, Imperial Governor Karl Regnitz, and Irina Reinford of the Reinford Group.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you mention it,
They do seem to have certain expectations for us.
Precisely. As I mentioned, I no longer have anything to do with how Class 7 is run. That authority lies with the directors. As you're keenly aware, Rufus and Governor Regnitz sit on opposite sides of the factional divide. And while Chairman Irina is mostly involved with Class 7's technology, like the Arcus, her intentions are a mystery to me. And it's those 3 who decide where you'll travel for your field studies.
Is that right?
When you put it that way, it does make it seem like some kind of bargaining is taking place behind the scenes.
It was one of the conditions they gave in exchange for allowing Class 7 to be established. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, as we still do, that one day you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country. Well, I suppose when I put it that way, it sounds positively heroic. But that's just me. Don't feel too pressured by it. Your students, first and foremost. Reach out and grab that fragrant rose of school life. Join a club. Eat cheap food with your friends at midnight. Fall in love. We live but once. Make your youth count.
That sounds like Guy. But a better version of Guy, because Guy goes overboard with his.
You know, it's weird, but hearing you say that kind of takes a load off my mind.
By the way, just earlier you said that we believed the Class 7 would be a great light. Is there someone else involved with Thors who shares your vision for our class, Your Highness?
There is. Principal Van Dyke. I once attended Thors myself and studied under him. he gave my proposal to establish Class 7 his full backing.
I see.
He's been particularly considerate toward us ever since we arrived at the Academy.
While he has no direct control over the running of the Academy, he does preside over the board meetings. And above all, he's the one who assembled an excellent team to give you first-rate training.
An excellent team, you say?
Are you referring to Instructor Sarah?
Well, she's certainly one of them.
No matter how her ideas is, she's definitely skilled and
Still,
You'll
coaxing
see.
her away from her former line of work certainly played a large part in giving Class 7 a great foundation.
they'll see. They'll all see.
She is, after all, one of the strongest people in the Empire, and her experience makes her a natural field leader.
Wait, what?
Instructor Sarah? One of the strongest people in Erebonia?
How are you so surprised?
Exactly what experience might you be referring to?
I've even heard rumors of her daring exploits myself. She was known as the Purple Lightning. Doesn't that sound exciting?
Wait. Purple Lightning?
I knew it.
If you two have heard of it, it must be a household name among martial artists.
It's right. Though I've just heard it in passing.
Ah, that young ace of the Erebonian Bracer Guild, and one of the Empire's most famous bracers. She has a history full of brave feats and dangerous deeds. She was even the youngest bracer to achieve A-rank status. Back then, she was known as the Purple Lightning. Now, you know her simply as your homeroom teacher.
Well, this has certainly been a great episode and nice turn of events. Even though we didn't really do anything, everything they were talking about was so interesting and great. I enjoyed this episode a lot more than some of the other ones. Even some of the other games, like the latest episode of Digimon. Don't get me started on that. But anyway, that is all the time we have for this episode of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. If you like this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next episode.